lead the match. You don't let the fans lead the match. You take them on the ride. You want them to come up and go down when you want them to. They may clap a little bit, and you might give them a little bit. But at the end of the day, they're not the ones in charge of the match.
Yeah.
We're the carpenters. We're putting it together.
Yes.
We're delivering it when we want to deliver it. We may give you a little something to keep you engrossed.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do it because that's what you want. That's the excitement of the ride. It's like a roller coaster.
Precisely. I mean, by the way, like, with Marvel's Secret Empire. Okay. Did we all kind of flip our shit a little bit with what they were doing with Cap and everything?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's what the company wants to do. You fucking read it. You take it for the ride.
Exactly. That's what Raven Gravy said. Like Raven Gravy said. It's like, yes, many people are, and he's like, he even said it. He goes, I didn't feel what they did with Cap. But then I finished reading the whole thing. Holy shit.
Yeah. And instead of bending to the will of, like, because if they listened to everybody, then that entire arc would have been shit cans completely.
Yeah, exactly. And it does harken to something we've said. It's the internet, not just, we've said this for wrestling, but as a whole, the internet has turned out to be a great thing, and while simultaneously being a bad thing.
Yes.
It's made things too accessible.
Yeah.
I don't like that. It's great because of the fandom. We can interact via Twitter, especially.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, we see we tweet about a celebrity and tag them in it, and then we go bananas the moment we see they liked it or they retweeted it, or the once in a blue occasion they responds. Like I got the response from The Rock that one time, and it was like, holy shit, The Rock responded to me.
That's with me on Instagram, because I'm more Instagram than Twitter, but same thing, yeah.
It's like, holy shit, and that's the cool aspect of it.
Yeah.
But then you have the other side of it, like I said, then people want to voice this needs to be that way, this needs to be that way, or they read into, and it's just like, okay, enough's enough. I miss the days of being surprised, and I know it's kind of almost hypocritical of saying this whole social media, internet thing, gives you too much because of obviously what we're doing right now.
Exactly.
But if we can go back 20 years, I have no problem Wayne's Worlding this show.
Fucking I'd go on public access.
Go on a public access channel, let you watch this on public access. It'd be fantastic. I'd love it.
Me too.
I would absolutely love it. It'd be great.
It's true. I say the same thing. Like I said a couple weeks ago when I came back from Salem.
Yeah.
Like, I loved Salem. I missed home. I missed my kids. I missed my husband. What I didn't miss was social media. Because I stayed off of social media that entire weekend. And I've made it a point to, right now, every weekend, from the minute we go off the air till Monday morning, I don't post. I don't comment on things.
Yeah.
I won't scroll through my news feed.
You've pretty much, siphoned yourself.
Yeah, like if I get a notification, I'll check it. If I'm doing something...
I've done the same thing.
Yeah, if I do something funny, I'll put it up on Instagram or my page, but I refuse to...
Yeah, see, my main thing is, I go on a lot primarily because I go to the other sites to get the news that I share with you guys during the week. But other than that, you guys have seen my posts. My posts are generally like stuff that I'm into, and that's it. I don't give my political agenda. I follow the rules on social media that I follow in life. There's 3 things I don't talk about: politics, sports, and religion.
I don't talk about anything.
Yeah. That's why everything is my general interests.
Yeah.
Video games, books, whatever the case may be. And of course, comedy. Actually, Nerd Rage Renegade just put one up that I think Miss Foxy's gonna love. He talked about as long as Alexa Bliss. Oh yeah, as long as everybody keeps Alexa Bliss on my screen, I'm happy. I think you're in the same boat.
Definitely. And one my friend EJ just wrote, sometimes you need an unplugged vacation. You do.
Actually, real quick, on a side, Alexa Bliss thing, because I know you probably follow her on Instagram.
I do.
Do you know her Potbelly Pig has her own Instagram?
Yes.
And everything like that?
Yes.
It's, was it Larry
Steve.
Larry Steve, who's actually deaf. He's actually deaf.
Yes, I did know that, though.
Yeah, because she's dating one of the guys that's still in NXT. They were talking about it, and it's funny when they call him because he's actually deaf.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he's a cute little pig, too.
He is. No, but maybe it's because we're on that dreaded word that I really hate saying, old. But I could totally live without social media.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that keeps me tied to social media, other than this radio show, is you guys, you guys that are listening, because I interact with you guys only, and without that,
would go crazy.
Without social media, I would have never have known of Spin Dash, because we met via Twitter.
Right.
To the point where we met via Twitter, we had no idea who each other were, we're chatting it up on Facebook, and then one day, he shows up at my house. Right? I'm like, oh, hey, honey, this guy's coming over. I met him on Twitter.
We had one of the really cool moments we've had happen in this house, thanks to social media, was we made a friend from Germany by the name of Alex.
Yes, Alex.
We
met him through MySpace.
We met him through MySpace, and this is when Jace was still a baby.
Yeah.
And we met him through the days of MySpace, and then it floated over to Facebook and everything like that. And Alex actually came to the United States for vacation, and he actually hit us up. He's like, hey, I'm actually here in the United States, in New York. Would you mind meeting me? And everything like that. And it was like the coolest thing. And if not for social media, we wouldn't have had that.
Yeah.
And that was like really cool.
Exactly. That's the blessing of the accessibility of social media.
Yeah, which we're obviously straying from main topic here.
Yes, and then but again, it's been cursed.
Yeah.
The curse of social media is, again, people are accessible to celebrities. Fans are accessible to creators of content that they love.
And it creates this thing again. Where did the notion come in that, well, your show is mine, your movie is mine? No, you can be a fan, but it's not yours.
Yeah.
You may love it. It's part of your fandom. It's part of your daily routine. It might be part of, no matter, great or small your fandom is. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's your show, but it's not yours by possession.
Yeah.
These people create these shows. These people write these shows. These actors act in these shows. It's their babies.
Yeah.
And it's taking away their work and everything they worked so hard for and everything like that. Like, what we take for granted is the 30 minutes that we watch on TV, or the hour that we watch on TV, or the whatever time we watch on a movie on a screen, took these people hours in a day, months of their lives and everything like that. You know, it's like, you know, that sequence, the ending sequence to Loot Train took them months to film that. And some of those shoots were like 20 hours for the little bit of footage that you see there. You're like, that's people's blood, sweat, and tears, and then to disrespect it like that is ridiculous.
Especially because they not only do it for the love of acting, but at this stage in the game, pun intended, they do it because they know they have a fan base for these characters. Yeah. So they not only, you know, do it because they love acting, but because they love their fans that have, you know, done this. Yeah. So they're doing it for the fans, and these, not us, but like the ones that do the leaks and the holding hostages episodes.
Or the demanding how a character goes, like, you know, again, harkening to the you know, the big shocker of the Captain America. That's not Captain America. Who says?
Yeah.
Same thing could have been said in early 2000s or late 90s or whatever, when they turned Hulk Hogan into a bad guy. That's not Hulk Hogan. Who says? Things change. Take the ride.
Yeah.
Take the ride. And there was people that absolutely hated the night that Hulk Hogan turned into a bad guy. And those same people wound up loving it, watching it. They're like, wow, he's really good as a bad guy.
Yeah.
Let it play out. You're not saying you're gonna like it, but watch it.
I agree.
Watch it. Read it. Why spoil it? And again, that feeling of instant gratitude coupled with possessive ownership in a way that this is mine. It's a ridiculous thing. We don't own these things. These things are made to entertain us, but we don't own them, and it's ridiculous. And then to ruin it for others, it's just a sad situation. But again, you know, it's a double-edged sword. And as we mentioned, it's a great tactical ploy by people that do create these things.
Yeah.
So it's like, where do you draw the line, and how do you stop it? Which there really is no way to really stop it either. Like
right here, Spin Dash just mentioned that in the interview that they did with Scott Snyder, he talks about the anxiety and depression that he had when he was writing Batman because of fan reactions. And that's actually something that I can attest to in any of my writing, which sometimes stops me from writing, is I'm writing, I like what I'm writing, and I'm like, okay, but if this gets out, some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it, and that's fine, that's natural. But those people can find me on social media, and those people can fucking
and then I gotta
rip
deal with
me apart.
And then I gotta deal with all this nonsense.
They can fucking make, oh, I love it so much, I want you to do that. And like, how do you deal with, you shouldn't have to deal with that as a creator or an actor. You shouldn't,
It's similar to, a couple of months back, the Walking Dead actor that had to shut down all his social media because of the flack he was getting because of what fictionally happened in a TV show. People couldn't differentiate the actor from
the
person.
Yeah.
From the character. To the point where he's getting hate mail, he's getting this, he's getting that, and how could you just... It's a character he plays. He's not that person. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
This is an actual person. Or even worse yet, one of the really big offenders that really, really upset us that we talked about, and again, whether you love the last Ghostbusters movies or not, the actress, I forgot her name, the comedian, the African-American comedian.
I don't remember her name.
But she took such a bashing, sexually and racially, for this movie, that it almost broke her that she had to shut everything down. And it's like, who are you? Like, what gives you the right to do what you did to this woman? She did nothing. All she did was play a character.
Yeah.
You didn't like the idea of the movie, then don't watch it.
Yeah.
You know, it's simple as that. Don't watch it. Stick to the originals. You don't have to watch it. It's not yours. You don't possess it.
Yeah.
You know? It was
true.
endorsed. It was semi-endorsed or fakely endorsed, but the bottom line is it was endorsed by people that were involved with the original stuff. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know, there were people that enjoyed it. Dan Law enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I haven't had the chance to see it or whatever like that. But again, like, what gives you the right to this? This is not this. People forget these are human beings. You know, these are human beings. They have real feelings, real emotions.
Her name's Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones, thank you. And I felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
Like, I remember we reported about it. I couldn't help feel bad. And then you had even mentioned, like, look, I'm not a fan of the actress.
Yeah.
Slash comedian. I'm not a fan of hers, but she did not deserve what she got.
Not at all. Because I'm that flip side of the coin. You know, you'd want to see it. You think they're fine. Whereas me, do I like the original Ghostbusters? Yeah, sure. But I mean, they're not the fucking holy grail.
Yeah.
Okay. A new one came out. Okay. Fine. I'm not interested. Had it not been for my father, I probably wouldn't have watched the first two to begin with.
Yeah, it's not your thing.
Yeah.
And even down again, like you said to Leslie Jones, you're like, you know what, I don't find her funny.
Yeah, that's my reason for not watching it. The actresses they picked, I don't personally find them funny. So, what do? I do the logical thing. I'm just not going to watch it.
Yeah.
But even though I am not a fan of theirs, I would not fucking go on social media
and attack her and be like, you're not funny, you're not this.
That is just dumb.
It's dumb and it's horrible because, again, this is a person with feelings.
Exactly.
You know, they're human people.
Yeah.
You know, these are people, you know, and again, depression. And then, you know, we start bleeding into a whole other topic from here. But, like, again, this entitlement has to, like, there's got to be an end game to this entitlement, which is, you know, again, it bleeds into the spoilers in our main topic and everything.
You know what's interesting is that this brings me back way, way, way to when we had first started Nerd Herders, because there is a cosplayer that I followed and I still follow named Kirsten. Remember, my first exposure to her was the YouTube video she put up, flat out titled Shitty Nerds.
Yep.
She was already starting to feel that early trolling, fan following entitlement when it came to her just as a cosplayer. She had already started feeling it back then. And while back then, you know, it was trolling, and you saw trolling here and there, it has snowballed. Trolling has snowballed to epic proportions of leaks, spoilers, hacking, forcing celebrities off of social media, etc., etc., etc. And it's insane.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only thing we could say about this whole spoiler situation is, you know, you got to pick and choose your battles and what you want to see. Like, right now we're in a situation. If you're a Game of Thrones fans, you got to try to just be mindful of where you're going to be because of what's going on. You don't want it spoiled.